Hey there, and welcome to the Do Life Big podcast. This podcast is going to be your jam if you want to live to your full potential and don't believe in half-assing anything in your life. If we want to do life big, that means we've got to get out of our own way because we only have this one shot to make it awesome. I'm your host, Kathy, and I'm a mom of three whose BFF is cold brew, a retired school teacher turned online entrepreneur, and an author. I'm loud, bold, and will always keep it real. I'm determined to live my best freaking life possible, and I'm here to help you do the same. I'll be packing this podcast with tips, motivation, inspiration, and strategies to finally get you where you want to go. And we will have a ton of laughter along the way because, let's be honest, we can't ever take ourselves too seriously, right? I'm so excited you are here with me today. Now let's get this party started. Hey, my friend, what is up? And welcome back to another episode of Do Life Big. Today is a really special episode because today is the day where we have reached 100 episodes. It is so crazy to me to think that I just all of a sudden drew a line in the sand 2 years ago and was like, you know what? I want to create a podcast. I want to shift businesses and create my own mindset program. And ever since then, I was consistent with getting these episodes out to you every Monday, right up until this past summer. Actually, I just came back from being away at our mountain home in North Carolina for 3.5 weeks with the family. And I had all intentions of getting episodes up while I was up there. And then, as the days were coming and going and we were busy doing things with the family and we were going places and we were checking out caverns and we had friends come up to stay with us and then my parents came up to stay with us, I was just really busy enjoying my time with family and friends and making memories. And I think that that's just an important lesson right there, that for you too, yes, of course, you want to be consistent in whatever it is that you're doing so that you can get the results that you want. However, it's also okay too to give yourself a little bit of grace and take a little break when you need to enjoy your life and to not feel so pressured to have to get something done. It's okay that I went a couple of weeks and I didn't have an episode out there. So here we are now, episode 100. I actually just got home. If you're listening to this in real time now, I just got home a couple of days ago. And the second we came back to a tropical storm down here in Florida, Little Debbie. This is how it always works, isn't it? So it's a really rainy day and it's the perfect day to get this episode recorded and get this out to you. And I really kind of wanted to talk about a couple of different things in this episode. Number one, yes, obviously, it's super exciting that this is 100 episodes in of Do Life Big. And I'm so grateful to every single one of you who subscribe to this channel, who listen to these episodes every single week, all the positive feedback that you give me, all the encouragement that you give me. It's amazing. And thank you so, so much for that. So we're going to be touching on that a little bit. And I also want to touch on how it is halfway through the year and give you an opportunity to kind of check in on your goals. And really am hoping that this episode will give you the swift kick in your pants to get you where you want to go by the end of this year. Even if you've fallen off the bandwagon, even if you think it's too late and you should maybe just forget about it and start in the new year, it's not too late. So we're going to touch on all those different things. I have some new exciting things that I'm going to be doing in terms of business with my husband. I'll be sharing a little bit about that. So it's kind of a big mix of different exciting things in this episode today, just kind of keeping it real with you, talking about life and also keeping you motivated and on track to reach the goals that you want and to live your very best life. So we're halfway through the year. This is a great time to check in on your goals. You don't want to wait until the end of the year to look at your goals because then it's too late, right? But if you check into them now, then you can see where you are and you can make the adjustments that you need to make so that you can move closer to the goals that you set at the beginning of the year. I know a lot of times we make the mistake of, the year starts out, we have all these great intentions, we create the vision board, we dream big, we write down all of our goals, all the things that we want to achieve and accomplish in all these different categories, and then we kind of tuck them away, and the year goes by, and next thing you know, the year comes to an end, and then we happen to look at the vision board and the notes that we took and all these goals that we had, and we're like, damn, I'm so far off. If I had just looked at this earlier, maybe I could have made some adjustments and could have got even closer to where I wanted to be. And so halfway through the year, this is a great time to just really assess your life and your business and really take a step back and look at it and see, what can you do a little bit better? Where can you make some minor tweaks so that you can get on course? It doesn't matter what time of the year it is, right? It's always an opportunity for fresh opportunities for you. And I bring this up, this whole idea also of fresh opportunities, as your green light to shift gears and pivot if you need to, or move into something different that's going to excite you, to be okay with taking action on new ideas that you might have for your life, for your business, for your future, for your family, for your relationship, whatever it is for you. All right, so I want to share with you this little quote that I came across, and it just reminded me of a good friend of ours. And the quote was, either you go after the life that you want or you settle for the life that you get. And I know that if you're here listening to Do Life Big, you are not someone who likes to settle. If you're anything like me, you hate settling. Even if things are good, you hate knowing that things could always be better, right? And so we have this really good friend. He's a very successful businessman, and we've learned a lot from him over the years, over the last 7 years of being friends with him. And he is probably the most successful person we've ever met, and probably the most successful person we will ever know. But what comes with that is an understanding of what it really takes to create your life to look a certain way. And he said right out one time to my husband and I that if you really want your life to look that way, you've got to be willing to do what most people aren't willing to do. And you've got to have calloused balls, right? Like you hear people say all the time, you got to have balls. He's like, you've got to have calloused balls. So it's like an ongoing joke that we have to basically be the person okay to go after what you want, even if you're scared, even if it seems crazy and far-fetched. And even if you really don't know what the heck you're doing, you're going to figure it out one step at a time. And I'm bringing this up because while we were away this summer, my husband and I and the family in North Carolina, we have a lot of new adventures coming up. For one of them, we decided to purchase this little trailer on Anna Maria Island. And it's right across from the pier, and it's like right across from the beach, and it's right off of the main street where all the awesome restaurants and live entertainment is and all the cute shops. And we have to remodel the entire thing, and then we're going to rent it for Airbnb. And we have no idea, how to really remodel a bathroom or a kitchen or any of that. But we're going to figure it out because we're going to Google it. And we've already watched lots of videos, and you can learn. And you can too. Anything that you need to figure out how to do, you can always learn how to do it. You can figure it out. And I think having the mentality of everything is figure outable and that you don't need anybody else to do it for you, you can figure it out too, is a confidence that is so important to have if you want to achieve the goals that you want. And we believe in having as many different streams of income as possible because, sheesh, life is expensive, right? Having 3 kids is expensive, and school and tuition and vacations and all the things that you want to do, it all adds up, right? So this was just one way. So we have that. We're going to be starting this week. I will bring you along with the journey for that. I'm like, we joke all the time. We're like, put me in the trailer where I belong. On the way home from North Carolina, we stopped at this farm, and I'm like, this is where I belong with my loud mouth and my crazy kids. We put me on the farm with the animals, put me in the trailer. It's just so funny. So we're going to be working on that this upcoming week. We're going to close on that, and I will keep you up to date with that. I will share things with you as I go. We're going to remodel and make it really nice. And it's going to be a really cute little spot. So I'm excited about that. And then the next thing that we're going to be doing is, so whenever we drive up to North Carolina in the summer, we either stop at this farm Airbnb called Blondie Acres, which is amazing. We usually always stop there on the way up to North Carolina in Georgia. It's right by Blue Ridge. It's in Cherry Log, Georgia. And we stay there for a few days to kind of break up the trip with the kids because it is insane. It is so freaking long driving from Florida straight up to North Carolina. Or we stop there on the way back. And so last year when we stopped in Georgia, we stayed there for like 3 nights or so. It's the best little farm ever if you're ever in the area. Farmer Marcy lives right on the property, and she has horses and like goats and baby goats, and there's pigs and there's dogs and there's cats and there's chickens and the rooster, and it's so much fun for the kids. Definitely check it out if you're in that area. But last year when we were there, we did this little hike in Georgia to this waterfall. And we were walking down the trail, and all of a sudden, like, we looked up and we saw this huge, like, dome building, basically, like a dome house. And we're like, what the heck is that thing? Right? Well, it turns out it was this whole glamping site. Have you ever heard of this glamping? I swear, I used to joke around about glamping back in the day. I used to be like, I don't want to go camping anymore. I want to go glamping. Like, I want a bed. I don't want to sleep in a tent on a sleeping bag. Anyways, there's this whole glamping site set up. And it was this big dome, and it was on top of this massive deck. And every deck had their own hot tub, and it had their own little fire pit and their outside sitting area with the really comfy, seats and the cushions. And then inside, it was a king size bed and your own kitchen and your own bathroom and your own shower. And the dome on one whole side had these massive windows looking out the front so you could have a view of the waterfall. And then when you would go to bed at night, the top is opened up a little bit as well too, so you could look up and you could see the stars. And we were like, wow, that is so cool. What a really, really unique idea. Like, I would totally go camping if I could stay in one of these things. I don't want to deal with the bugs or anything. So this summer, I don't know how it happened, but all of a sudden Nick was like, I really think that we should open up our own glamping site in North Carolina, because there's nothing like that there in the area where our 2 Airbnb houses are. And I was like, let's do it. So we talked to our really good friend who I was mentioning at the beginning of this episode, and we presented our idea to him, and he really likes it too. So I'm pretty sure he's going to go in on it with us as well too. But I'm sharing this with you as your green light to be okay at trying new things and to push yourself out of your comfort zone and to do things that are going to excite you, and that you shouldn't just do things or stay in things because it seems easy for you and it's comfortable for you and the money's good and it's what you know. Because if you're not excited about the life that you're living, then what the heck is the point, right? Like, what is the point in just going through the motions? And so I always remind myself that. I mean, it's the reason why I switched from my health and fitness business to launching this podcast and then creating my own course, because I was just getting stuck in the mundane routine things. And after a while, it's just like you're operating on autopilot, and it's like, where is the fun, right? And so I'm challenging you to do the same kind of thing in your life, to look at that idea that you have that's been on your heart, even if it seems wild and crazy and you don't know how the heck you're going to actually achieve it, and to just make the leap and do it. Honestly, the scariest part is making the leap to do it. So if you're listening to this episode now, probably in about 2 years from now, we're going to have this awesome glamping site in Boone, North Carolina, and there'll probably be like 8 to 15 domes, and you can come check it out. I will share the journey along the way with all of these things that we have going on. But most importantly, I wanted to share with you that, we have to become and be the captains of our own ships. And if you want to be the captain of your own ship, and if you are the captain of your own ship and you take that control, your entire life can change in 1 year. Not in 5 years or in 10 years. Your entire life can change in just 1 year by being the captain of your own ship. But what can happen to us sometimes is that we want to be the captain of our own life. And so we set these deadlines, right? And we put these timelines into place. And then if we don't make it happen during that time, then we give up. And then we resort back to letting someone else take control and steer our ship. We go back to what we know. We go back to what was comfortable, what we're used to. We go back to that comfort zone. And this is where we can start to perceive ourselves as a failure, because we set these timelines and these deadlines of when we wanted to achieve them, and then we don't. And then we make them mean something negative about ourselves, like we're not good enough, we don't have what it takes, we're a failure, why bother? And then we give up. So I'm going to share with you just a couple of strategies that you can use starting right now so that your life can change for the better in just 1 year from now. And so the first strategy I'm going to give you is to commit to just 30 minutes today on something that you're really interested in. Do the workout that excites you. Don't just press play or go do a workout because it's what you know. And it's like, well, I got to work on it. I might as well do this one. If you don't like what you're doing and it doesn't bring you joy, switch it up. Do something different. Take a class. Get a personal trainer. Bring a friend. Switch from cardio to weightlifting. Do some HIIT routines. Go for a run with a weighted vest or whatever, or walk with a weighted vest. Switch it up. Do the work that excites you. Read the personal development that you're interested in that will inspire you to grow. Start the business that you've been waiting to start, whatever it may be for you. But 30 minutes today on something that you're really interested in. One of the biggest drivers of inaction or procrastination or analysis paralysis is intimidation. You look at it like, oh my God, here I am. I'm sitting at my dead end job, or I'm at this job that's sucking the life out of me. I'm exhausted. I really don't want to be here to be doing this. Or my relationship sucks, or my health sucks. And I cannot even possibly imagine the path from getting to where I am right now to where I want to be, to being that wealthy entrepreneur that I admire, to being that healthy and fit person that I follow on Instagram, to being in that loving relationship that I admire. And the reality is, you don't go from point A to point B overnight. We know this. It's the tiny little steps that happen along the way. It's the compound effect. That's why I say start today with just 30 minutes and it compounds over time. So if you want to get from where you are today to where you want to be, it will always come down to you deciding to do that one little thing today. You're always just one positive decision away from being in a slightly better place than where you are today. That's it. One positive decision away. One small decision. That's it. You don't need to worry about the hundreds of other decisions or actions that you're going to need to take. Just worry about this one thing that you need to do right now. What's the next best thing that you can do today for 30 minutes to move you closer to where you want to go? And so my question to you is, what is that one tiny thing that you can do today that can push you toward your goals? Only you know what this is. But what is it? And then go do it. And then the next thing that I want to share with you is focused all around discipline. Everything that you desire, everything that you want in life, everything that you want in business, it all sits on the other side of discipline. People think it's motivation, but it's not. It's your habits. They will take over when your motivation falls apart because motivation isn't always there. So if you sit around waiting to be motivated, you're going to be waiting forever because a lot of times motivation doesn't even exist. It's discipline. It's establishing new habits, new routines that you do automatically even when you aren't motivated. It's you making a commitment to yourself is really what it is. No one wakes up motivated. I don't wake up motivated to go crush my goals and do my workout. No one does. But you wake up committed. And these people wake up that way, committed, and that's why they do what they need to do to get closer to where they want to be. It's because of that commitment. So get that commitment to yourself and start to look at everything in your day-to-day life. For example, what you're eating today. Are you going to choose to make something healthy for breakfast? Are you going to choose to drink a lot of water? Are you going to choose to make a healthy lunch? Are you going to choose to work out? Our self-confidence is tied to making the commitments we make to ourselves in private. So if you want better self-confidence and you want to exude that confidence to other people and truly feel confident and have that confidence, then always start there. Start by making the promises. Start by keeping the promises you make to yourself. And it also teaches you delayed gratification, for example. If you want to think about working out and you're on your health and fitness journey and you need to lose 40 pounds and you want to build muscle and you want to have more energy, you know that you can't just go to the gym one day and the next day wake up and have 40 pounds be gone and you're in the best shape of your life, right? It takes time. It's consistency every single day of making the right food choices the majority of the time, drinking enough water, moving your body enough most of the time. And then over time, you get the results that you want. And if you can do that, then the muscles in your mind are now programmed to wait for the result that you desire. You know it's coming, and you know it takes time and consistency. And this will also help you stay the course and stay on the journey in your business until you get your business results that you want to get. In life, we never get what we want. We get what we think that we deserve. And so keeping those promises to ourselves in private is what's going to boost that self-confidence. And we're going to know and understand that we are worthy and deserving of so much more, and that we're capable of so much more than what we currently have right now. And it will really help you understand that you are worthy and deserving of these things that you want in life right now, not when you build the successful business, not when you have a certain amount of money in the bank, not when you have all the rental properties, or when you finally reach your health and fitness goals, or when you XYZ fill in the blank. You will truly understand and believe that you are worthy and deserving of these things today, right now, in this moment. So it is not too late to hit your goals for the year. Or if you've fallen off the wagon and things have started to go to hell in a handbasket, we have all been there. Trust me, I'm coming back from 3.5 weeks away. My workouts were not consistent. My nutrition was in the shitter. I drank a lot of alcohol because I was on vacation. But it's okay, because you can get back on track. It's always a new day. Get back on track. Get back on track and keep going. Throwing in the towel on what you want in life and the way that you want to feel is not an option. Remember, you are the captain of your ship. And the minute that you decide that you're going to get there, and it may not look the way you hoped, and it may be rocky and treacherous as hell, and it might be twice as hard and take twice as long as you have that vision and that I am getting there mentality, you will get there. You will. Release yourself from those timelines, release yourself from the expectations, and take control and steer your ship. So I hope that you find joy and happiness in the process, because it really, truly is the process and the journey that's most rewarding, and far more rewarding than the destination. Everything that is happening for you. It is not happening to you. And these are things that I say to myself every single day, especially when times get a little tough, where things seem to be a little too much, where I get a little too stressed. I say these things over and over to myself, and I hope that they help you too. So thank you so much for being here today. 100 episodes of Do Life Big. Here we go for the next 100. And I really appreciate you being here. You know I love you. I think you're awesome. And I will see you the next time. Bye. Thanks so much for listening in. I really appreciate you choosing to spend your time here with me today. You totally rock. Hey, listen, if you loved today's episode, go ahead and tag me on social and go share this with a friend right now. Do it immediately before the day gets ahead of you and you totally forget. Couldn't be more pumped to be on this journey with you guys. Go make today awesome, and I will see you the next time.